Hey, today I want to talk about abs, specifically abs after your baby. I've been reading and researching probably a year now, over a year, about the best way to do this and different exercises to do, different exercises not to do. And I kind of wanted to just sum it up mainly for myself because I know not a lot of people watch me. So I wanted to explain like where I've come from with workouts and where I'm headed with workouts and work in some information around that too. Right now, my main goal is actually to ease up, back off, go slow, do things the right way, which I thought I was doing all along, but my progress hasn't been as good as I'd hoped it would be by now. So, I mean, a year I would say is enough time for me anyway to get back in shape and to look good. And I've done really well, so I want to make it clear that I'm not complaining about my body or anything. I got this little turd with me, so we're gonna have to make do, right? But yeah, I've done well. I've lost weight. I've gotten back to like a good place. I just haven't reached my goals, which is pretty much to look like I used to look before baby. So, and don't let anybody shame you if that's your goal. I've seen so many videos and people complaining about moms complaining about their bodies after baby because you did some miraculous, service to the world having a child. But it's your business if you want to have a six pack after you have a baby, right? Some of us do. Some of us had one before, and that's okay. And it's okay to want it back and to look like you used to look, right? And I used to think too that that was all a myth that you couldn't have abs after a baby. I just assumed I kind of gave that up, but it is a myth. And I've been working on it, and I've done several programs. And right now, my latest is to back off of everything, go back to square one, do things correctly, do things slowly. You're breathing throughout. Any exercises you're doing on your back, you're going to be firmly, solidly back attached to the ground. If you feel your belly start to lift or arch or cone on your abs, you're stressing your body out, which I think I've been doing accidentally. Like you feel like you're going light and you're not because your midsection's all torn up now because it's super loose. It's been through a lot and you've been through a lot psychologically too. So you need to pedal it back, especially if you're used to going hard in your workouts and seeing results in your workouts. This is not going to be like that. I will tell you right now. That was my goal, like I knew too that it would be slow, but I didn't think it would be this slow. And I think it's because I was still maybe doing a little too much for my progress. And that's another thing, you have to gauge your own progress because everyone's progress is different. And the one of my fitness coaches told me that the healing process is not going to be linear. It's not going to always be getting better. Like your body, you got to learn to sleep good. You got to have good posture. You got to be eating the nutrients that your body needs to heal itself. And breathing properly, that's another huge factor. If you're not doing a bunch of those, you're kind of destroying the work that you do during the day for your abs. So you have to look at it as like a lifestyle change, as slow progressional work that will build on itself over weeks and weeks. We're not talking about days. We're talking about probably over a year. You know what I mean? For a normal person, I don't know. That was my experience with it. And I just wanted to show you kind of man, what we're working with here. So I'm learning to breathe through my pelvic floor lightly, loosely. You're going to let your pelvic floor fall. You're going to relax this area. Me specifically, I think I have hypertonic pelvic floor, which means you carry your tension in these muscles down here, which are holding up all your bowels. And if they're too restricted, you would think that would make your abs look great, but it's actually the opposite. It's pushing the air up and it's causing a little bubble, okay? Which, no go. I still have my abs under there, and that's another thing. We have two kind of sets of main abs. There's your outside abs, your six-pack abs. They're fine. What's wrong is the internal abs, your transverse abdominis, which wraps around you like a corset. And that's where you want to get tight again to pull in your abs. But you have to be breathing correctly throughout the day. You have to be having good posture throughout the day. You can't be hunched over all the time. I know it's impossible to avoid all the time because you just had a baby and you're hunched over the baby, you're cleaning up messes 24/7. So just do the best you can, but you want to work on having a straight spine. You want to work on loosening up this tension. And that's another thing I wanted to focus on is stretches and breaks during my workouts. I'm going to go back to just 10-minute workouts. To me, that's nothing. And actually, someone, I've been watching a lot of people doing a 30-day challenge on YouTube and stuff like that. She said 5 minutes a day. We'll see. I want to try this. I'm going to try 10 minutes a day, lightly, making sure I'm doing everything correctly, slowly. And she also does 50 seconds on, 10-second breaks. And I'm even taking longer breaks to be able to stretch out my pelvic floor. I wanted to just like very quickly go over a couple of the main stretches for your pelvic floor. That's your runner stretch. That's your sitting in your squat with your feet flat. If you could just sit with your spine straight. Maybe a pillow under your butt if you need that. And then there was, kingpin is another one. I don't know if you know what these are. Dead bugs, they're another one. So you can look up these different exercises, or you could look up Lauren Fitter. She has a ton of free workouts, and they're the 10-minute ones that I'm going to focus on and see if I can find one that kind of fits my needs. She has so many, and it's amazing. I can put a link under here too, but you don't really have to pay for workouts either. You just have to consistently, slowly build on your workouts so that your abs can heal on the inside too, because there's a lot more muscles going on than you would have ever thought, and all of your well-being affects your pelvic floor, and your pelvic floor affects your abs and your midline, and how you pee, how you run, if you're having issues with different things, a lot of that might be pelvic floor tension if you're holding all your tension down there. And people in general, I'm learning, tend to do that. So if you're stressed all the time, and I can actually feel it now that I'm more aware. If I feel myself getting stressed out, I can tell my body starts to tense up. You just have to be able to step back a minute and tell yourself to breathe. And believe it or not, there's a huge psychological element to this too. So if you're thinking about relaxing your pelvic floor during your stretches, breathing, taking it slow, thinking, it can actually help your pelvic floor relax just by thinking about it. It's crazy the way our bodies have been designed, right? So a lot to think about, I know, but I just kind of wanted to make this video as a reminder to myself of like how I'm going to change my workouts, because I feel like even though I was going slow and progressionally, it wasn't slow and progressional enough. So that might be something you need to hear if you are used to, again, going hard in your workouts. That's going to be a no-go. You can't do that anymore in recovery because you've just been through a lot, and you're going to have to pay attention to what's too much for your abs. And if it's too much, you're going to have to back off, take it slower, or maybe just start with breathing exercises. There's so much information out there that you can work on finding, and I hope this video was helpful. I want to check back in like 20-30 days and see if I have any progress. And I think that's about it. Thanks for watching, and good luck.